The Chapter 6 project looks like this. We're going to investigate specifically. First of all, I'm kind of proud of my home screen here because this is an ancient school building, and one that you and I can wonder whether it's still used. Here, it still has a flag. It looks too good a shape. As far as here is green grass, I realize it's like a summer look. But why I show this, because often this is where these these other schools end up when they're done with them in the real sense. But in my time, many of the schools look like this, where you would really house in our smaller rural communities. You would house your entire school would be in here from K to 12 would be in here, and obviously the younger kids down below, and then kind of in the middle and the upstairs would be the high school. And so I like to show that. It takes me back, but a lot of these turned into other types of school buildings now. And this is interesting. This building here, I see a fence here, but you wonder almost if that's part of this or was part of this. I see a playground back here, so there must be some function to this yet. But this is what it's going to be. I'm going to assign everybody here. It's going to look like this. Let me jump out of here and take it. I haven't assigned these yet, but I'm going to jump down here and assign things like this as you look at these, and I'm going to show you how I want you to do those. Clear all the way down. Now you're going to hear me talk about each of these, but they haven't been assigned yet. So let's go here and put this back up. And so in South Dakota, we don't have most of those. What we do have is what we call alternative schools, and the one I'm familiar with in Sioux Falls is called Axtell Park Building. And this was formerly a middle school where I taught, and now it's their alternative programs. And they have brought all of their alternative programs in the district into one place. Okay, and I have you link whatever the name of yours is out to it. So you're going to find a specific name on this. It takes you out to their page, and they have a terrible page. They don't have much. They have some basic stuff, but there's nothing that you would that would help you know much about it here. Stuff like this, but not at all what you can call a traditional page, because it's part of the bigger page. Here it talks about their mission, what they do. Their high school program helps kids recover that are at risk of dropping out. They help them try and get what they need to get their diploma. And then they have a middle school program that has behavior things, counseling, things like that. So that's what they do. And then here, this is you also. You don't have to lay the picture underneath like this, but you have to have some, for each of these topics, you have to have some image of a specific school with this program. Okay, and so here, and you have to put the address someplace. So you have to look up a specific one and put an address. And what I have here is the image of their old one. They moved out of this, has now been sold. I think the district, it was an ancient building in Sioux Falls that they were in for, I don't know, 10 or 15 years. The alternative school was, and it sat for a while, and I think they got it sold now, but it's hard to move those buildings. But for each of these, you have to do very specifically what they're about. And since we don't have those, alternative schools, and a lot of most schools have some access to some kind of alternative school for the kids that are struggling in their school. So let me take you back again to what these topics look like. So here's how I'm going to assign them, like here. Early childhood, I'm back farther. First of all, public school. So whoever gets that just does a thing on a public school. And then we're going to jump over choices. A magnet school. A specific name and address and link to a specific magnet school. A specific charter school. A specific virtual school. Okay, vouchers is different. If you get vouchers, you're going to find information and link to something very specific. Now, one of the things, here's some things if you're vouchers. Which states allow vouchers for kids to attend private schools with public money? Second of all, a specific area, and one I saw that I want you to look up is Cleveland. It very specifically allows kids to take private school money or public school money so they can attend a private school, because they have some really tough schools in Cleveland, so they allow that. And then a private school and a parochial school, know that they are different. Know that they are different. So you'll have to, whoever gets private will have a very specific private school, a very specific parochial school, and I hate this, you can call this single gender school, but you find a single gender school and link that and the address and pictures of it. Homeschooling, if you don't know anybody, you talk to people, find out something. You know, you probably can't have a picture or a link or something, but you talk about homeschooling, and maybe you interview somebody that does homeschooling to find out information about why and how and stuff like that. Homeschooling, and there's all kinds of stuff on the internet. If you Google homeschooled families or something, you'll find links, so maybe you can piece it together that way. Not that one. Online and hybrid learning, we do have some of that in South Dakota. I'm going to assign that one to somebody. Or early childhood program, you'll very specifically find an early childhood program, a school, a Head Start program, a Montessori. Find some school, specific school that uses Montessori, specific that use high scope model, specific Reggio Emilia approach, and then a very specific elementary, a specific middle school, a specific high school. Yep, you heard me right, with links and pages like mine. And then when we get to communities, this will be different schools, but you'll very specific rural community with pictures and links and addresses, very specific suburban community, and a very specific urban community. So we'll have those all covered here, and everybody will get one of those. And then we come back over here where you put information, you link your specific one back to whatever web page, because almost every one of these have a web page, and then an image with the address, so it gives some authenticity. And this is where, too, the first thing you're going to do is make at least 2 slides. So watch what I do. Right mouse, duplicate the slide, and now you have 2 slides to work from. Because as you see in mine, one is not enough to get your information, links, and your image in there and address. So now this time you have a 2-slide report.